Hi everyone, Melissa here. I'm back with another video, and this week I'm super excited because I have a really fun success story from an amazing client about how she healed a broken relationship in her life. So if this is something you are trying to manifest as well, I really think this video will help you. And before I get into today's video, just a reminder, I have a big sale going on now through the end of 2025. Coaching and courses are all on sale, and there's also an opportunity to get free coaching with me. So information will be in the description of this video. Be sure to check that out. Okay, let's get into this success story. It's really great. I'm just going to go ahead and read the email she sent in. And I want to preface this with English is not her first language, so I might tweak a sentence here or there just for the purpose of the flow of the story. But here we go. Okay. Here's a success story for Melissa, my dear coach. I have a specific person's success story. A friend of mine that I thought the contact was lost. Our relationship has never been easy, but I followed mastering my mind and blocks as Melissa told me, and so here it is. I would like to tell you the story of someone special whom I managed to bring back into my life. A friend whom I had lost touch with. I sent her a message on Facebook on her birthday, but she did not reply, which made me very sad because I love this friend. We don't live in the same place, so it's difficult to see each other, and we've both been through a lot. Our friendship had been damaged by people who were jealous of our relationship. I thought we were on bad terms and that I must have done something to upset her. However, we got back in touch. She replied to me on social media the day before. I thought we were one in consciousness and that she would reconnect and we would talk. And 2 or 3 days ago, after I thought that, we did indeed reconnect and rediscovered our bond. We were not on bad terms. She had just changed her mobile phone number and hadn't had time to talk. We spent the day talking as we used to, and I rediscovered our bond. I just wanted to say to expand your perceptions and that what you think of the other person will be true in your reality. Melissa, I just wanted to say that I truly adore you and you changed my life in so many ways. I have other success stories to say more, especially about my career, because I was hired to teach a course online in my field. I will tell you about this soon. I adore you. Cheers. Okay, to this client, I adore you too, and I'm so, so happy for you. What a lovely story. Thank you so much for sending it in and letting me share it. And I can't wait to hear more from you. And let's talk about how she did this and why it happened so quickly for her. So when you have broken relationships in your reality, a lot of times those feel like they come out of nowhere. Maybe you feel blindsided. Maybe you feel like the victim. Maybe you feel like they just hurt you. And how could they do this? And, that's often how we react to those things in the 3D. But the truth is, it always starts here first. On some level, we have created a narrative in which people show up this way in our reality. And that can be a really hard thing to hear and to accept. But nothing shows up by coincidence. Everything comes through the filter of our imagination. Everything comes through the filter of our awareness. So how does she create this in the first place? Well, I can tell by reading this email that she definitely had a story about how their relationship was damaged because there were other people in her reality that were jealous. She also had a story that it was difficult for them to see each other because they didn't live in the same place. So that put a strain on their relationship, and that they both had been through a lot. So maybe they were both, stressing about other things and couldn't put priority on their friendship. And then there's also a part in here where she says she thought they were on bad terms and that she felt like she must have done something to upset her. So all of those beliefs in combination equaled the broken relationship, equaled not being in contact with this friend that she loved so much, equaled, missing out on time with this friend. So what did she do to correct it? Well, the first thing is she acknowledged that she wanted something different. You have to have a desire first, right? So her desire was to be back in touch, to have this friend in her life again, to repair this relationship, or, even better than before. So first thing is she figured out what she would prefer instead of what was currently showing up. So once she did that, then, she had to decide a new truth, because if she kept telling herself all these reasons why they can't be friends, why they're not talking, she's just going to get more of that in her experience. So when you are thinking about the relationships that you want to repair, that's super important to think about. What am I telling myself is true right now about this person, about what they think about me, about why we're not talking, about why our relationship is so bad? All those reasons are why you're experiencing the bad relationship in your reality. You got to change that if you want to change out here. So the labels she was putting on this relationship and this friend were equal to the experience she was having in her reality. So she started to change it, and she started to remember how reality works, that we are all one consciousness, that everything in her reality is a projection of her consciousness, of her awareness. So when she changes that, out here changes. That is including people as well. So she had, she didn't dig into everything she thought was wrong. She just started a new general better assumption, which is super helpful. And especially in relationships, when you have a lot of history with somebody, it can often be much easier to just have a new general story, a new general truth about whatever it is you want. So hers was reminding herself that we're all one consciousness, and so that helped her to feel like not separate from this person. And she decided, we're going to reconnect and we're going to talk. That was it. Very simple, very general. Like I said, she wasn't digging up the past. She wasn't trying to change every bad thought, every negative thought. She wasn't trying to revise everything from the past. You can do that if you would like, but it's not required to get what you want. Very simply, she stopped thinking the old story and started thinking the new one. She was brave enough to finally let go of all the reasons why she was telling herself they were not friends anymore. And it happened so quickly. So she started with, what is it? 2 or 3 days after she reminded herself that they are one consciousness, and that they would reconnect and they would talk. She reconnected with that friend, and then they ended up hanging out. I mean, super quick. Because the other thing to remember is right now is the only moment that matters, because right now you're either thinking that someone loves you or they hate you. Right now, you're either thinking that you have a good relationship with somebody or a bad one. Right now, you're either thinking that you're rejected or you're wanted. Right now, you're either thinking they're indifferent to you or they adore you and pursue you. Right now, you're either thinking they make you a priority in their life, or they don't care about you at all. You are always thinking something. So what is it? What is it that you are thinking? How are you labeling this relationship? How are you defining it? How are you defining this person? If you're really unsure, a very easy way to check that is, how can you complete this sentence? They are, he is, she is, it is, we are. Any way you complete that, if the ending to those sentences equals what you don't want, you got to ditch that story, because you're just continuing to create that experience for yourself every time you think that way about that friendship, about that relationship, about that person and how they feel about you. So she really changed those labels. She ditched all the reasons why they were not good, and she only thought about that they are good now, and now they're good, and now they're good. So you can do it too, and it can be just as easy and quick for you. It's just, how soon are you willing to ditch the old stories? How soon are you willing to forget and forgive the past and move forward in a new future? That doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have boundaries or that you can't receive apologies. You can absolutely have both of those things and still move forward in a new relationship. But the biggest part of all of this is you have to start assuming something better. If you want to experience something better with somebody, you have to start assuming something better. And then don't get upset when you don't see immediate changes in front of your eyes. You're not going to always see it at first, but it doesn't mean it hasn't changed. It changes the instant you decide the new truth. You just might not always see what you perceive as proof immediately out in front of you. Don't let that confuse you or make you think that it's not working or that the new relationship isn't already in your reality, because it is. The second you say it is, it is. But also, the second you say it's not, it's not. So that's why I also love to remind myself and you all in every video I do that when the second you change the way you think about somebody or things, those things and those people change. There is no waiting. There is no lag time. It's changed the moment you perceive something new. Don't make the 3D required for that change. Don't require validation out here for that change. You're just putting a roadblock in your own, you're putting a limitation in your own way. You're making yourself have to wait longer for your manifestations. You're making yourself have to, feel frustrated or think that it's not working, but it's always working and it's always instant. So I hope this video gave you some inspiration and some motivation to finally ditch those definitions of people that are keeping you stuck in unwanted experience with them. You can change it. You can change it now. You can always change it now. So go for it. What do you have to lose? You're already not getting what you want. You're already not having the relationship you want. Changing your thoughts about it, changing your assumptions about it, redefining them, redefining the relationship, it's only going to get you what you want. It's only going to allow the experiences you want with them to push out in your reality. So to everybody watching, thank you so much for being here. I intend this video helped you. If you have success stories of your own about how you repaired a broken relationship, please put that in the comments. Share what affirmations work for you. Share how you got out of your own way. It's super helpful for everybody. And I love cheering you on. And if you have ideas for other videos you'd like to see, please also put that in the comments, because I want to talk about what you want to know about. And like I said, if you need help, I would love to work with you. Information to get coaching with me and for any courses or affirmation bundles will be in the description of this video. And like I said, everything's on super sale now through the end of 2025. So take advantage. And I think that's it for this video. I intend you have an amazing week ahead, and I'll see you in the next one.